Hello and welcome to finding the equation of a set of data based on the process called regression. So we have here, I've already entered my data. Here you can see it there. And this happens to be the conversion charts between Celsius and Fahrenheit degrees. And so I've just chosen a selection of numbers here. Entered those, and the first thing I want to see is what they look like on a chart. And so this would be not showing what I'm looking for, so we're going to have to change the window. So click Window. The numbers that I had for X were 0 to 15, so I'm going to change my X max to 20, something to show larger than what my numbers were. And my Y's started at 32 and went up. So I'm going to have to change my Y max as well. So scroll down. And I'm going to change my Y max up to 75, and that exceeds the 65 that my data showed. So hit Enter. And now come back to graph, and I see my points showing up here. And they follow more or less a straight line. Part of this straight line, the fluctuations will be explained by rounding. And so now we want to figure out the line that best fits these dots. And so now I'm going to follow the instructions for linear regression that I have here. So back to Stat, this time over to Calc, and I'm going to go down to LinReg, hit Enter, and if I just hit Enter here, it will give me the form of the LinReg, the form of the equation, which is the ax plus b, and it will tell me what a and b stand for, what numbers represent there. This r squared and r value tells us whether or not we have a good fit or not. And where we have an r equals 1, that means that we have a perfect fit. Our equation hits every single one of those dots. So the line is going to go through right there. Now if we want to force the graph to actually put the line in for us, then we have our process is the same. We start with the same, so Stat, Calc, down to LinReg, Enter. But here's where it changes. We're going to enter in the rest of this data. So second 1 gives me L1, comma, second 2 gives me L2. So it knows it's picking up the information from L1 and L2 to create my equation. And then I need a comma again, and then I have to tell it where to put that equation for me. So there's where I pick up my vars button, over to Y vars, and I want a function. So I hit Enter, and I'm just going to put it in Y1. Enter. And it comes back to my working screen, and I've got everything I want, so I hit Enter. It gave me the exact same data that I had before. Ax plus b, a is 1.8, b is 32, r value is equal to 1. But now when I hit the graph button, there comes my line.